Okay. So good evening, everyone. So prelims results are out. Okay. So I've posted that in the group and seems like some of you were expecting to clear the prelims, but unfortunately could not clear it. So not only you people, we were also expecting some of you who have given prelims with a very serious preparation. We were expecting you to clear the prelims, but as the exam is unpredictable and it is all about those wafer thin margins. You all need to understand that. So the wafer thin margins of 0.25, 0.5 in prelims are something which are going to impact you, and it is like make or break, and you may be on this side of the list or that side of the list. Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second. So it's either you are on this side of the list or that side of the list. But looking at the better side of the result, one good thing is that you all are still quite young, having attempts in your hand, and already reasonable preparation done to go for the next year exam. So if you are out at the prelim stage, there are disadvantages as well as advantages. Okay. So one disadvantage is that you have to wait for one more year to go and attempt this exam. One advantage is that you can correct your preparation, and for next 1 year you can actually gain some insights and knowledge about the examination and your preparation, including optional, and go and attack this exam. I've seen the group. Ramana sir has posted one very good message. So it's quite motivating for people who are expecting and not got the call for prelims. All I would say is just take 1 or 2 days to sink the feeling. Don't be harsh on yourself that I did that, I did this, I should have done that, this and all. So don't try to introspect at this point of time. Introspect after a couple of days, what went wrong, what you could have done right. Okay, so this exam is all about patience, continuous hard work. Okay, so prelims is the first stage of it. So, and all you can do much more efficiently from henceforth is, now that we are doing this module, now that we are doing this exercise, you can have your mains preparation done and dusted. So when we do this over next 5-6 months, say up to December or so, you will be mains ready. Okay, you will be mains ready. So the moment you are mains ready, and your dates for next year also are out, the prelims is on 28th of May. So will give you tremendous confidence. It will give you good cushion to start your prelims right from January or February. Parallelly start doing your optional. Okay. Keep working hard. That is the one thing which is there in your hand. Keep giving your best. And just, keep knocking the doors or banging the doors. Someday those doors will open for you. And as far as we are concerned, myself, Ramana sir and Kalyan sir, whoever it is, we are all going to facilitate a role in your preparation. We are going to try to help you guys when you are stuck with certain issues. So as I told you many times, be it myself or Kalyan or Ramana sir, whoever it is, the onus lies on you to approach us and try to make good of what we can offer to you. And of course, we don't have any magic wands to push all of you into mains or interview. No one can promise you that. Even the best institute, the so-called best institutes who can charge you lakhs of rupees, even still there the pass percentage of the entire exam is only 0.05%, 0.5%. So no one can guarantee you success as far as this exam is concerned. The only person who can guarantee you success for this examination is yourself. What myself or Kalyan or anyone can do is when your people are down, when your chips are down, you can just give a pat on your back and say, come on, cheer up. So you're all matured guys and girls. Just talk to yourself, and what should motivate you is the goal. There are so many reasons to give up, but only some reasons to stand up. So now is the time to stand up. So just talk to yourself as what has gone wrong. I am also connected to you people for last 4-5 months through various modules and various exercises, various revisions. We have done the culture revision, rapid revision. We have done the history rapid revision. So I'm connected to you people for quite some time. And it's definitely disheartening for me also not to see any of you in the prelims list. So it's like our chips are down, but it doesn't matter. Let our chins be high. Let our chins be high and let the confidence be high. Let's see that by working more harder, we are ready to tame the bull called UPSC by taking grip of its horns. So for all that to happen, you need to continuously keep upgrading your skill, upgrading your knowledge, and also keep working towards the goal with utmost passion. I don't see any reason why the people who are in this group or who are in the session, or as a matter of fact in the group, are part of our institution, cannot make it. I've reached out to few people personally Few people have reached out to me personally, expressing their sorry. I believe that you all guys are talented. You guys are having that fire and skill to make it. We are ready to channelize that fire and skill. We'll support you, but the onus is on you to streamline things at your end. For people who have not given prelims this year and planning to give the next year, please wake up to this competition. You have seen your friends who have worked extremely hard for day and night for last 6-7 months, and yet are at the end where they are unable to make to the prelims list. That shows the intensity of the competition, changing patterns of the examination, and how you need to keep yourself alert every single day. If you're relaxed, you are retired. So keep your mind active, do things in a proper way, systematic way, with a proper timetable. Reach out to us for any help. We'll try to help you all. Don't complain. Just accept the failure and move on. That is the best thing to do. From evening, I'm also not in the proper frame of mind. Let me be very honest with you guys. Because I was expecting at least 5 or 6 names, including the very other day we had a discussion, myself and Ramna sir. So we had in mind at least 5 or 6 names, and not seeing any of that name in prelims final list is a shocking thing for us. And evening also we spoke for a couple of minutes, myself and Ramna sir. I don't know if he's in the session, but we spoke for a couple of minutes. We felt that whatever happens for good. Though we could not see the names which we wanted to see, the good thing is most of those names which we wanted to see are part of this exercise of mains enrichment. So what it will ensure is the guys or girls who are actually supposed to crack the prelims will be mains ready by end of this module. So when you are mains ready, your prelims preparation will be easy and you'll be tremendously confident in attempting this examination. So on that note, I wish you all the very best once again. Keep the motivation going. Don't give up. You have one more year to give a shot. In fact, it is less than a year, 11 months left over for your prelims. So give a best shot next year. Keep focusing on what to do right every single time. Okay, so we'll discuss the questions. So we all are doing model questions and other parts. So we'll discuss questions very quickly today. Very quickly, say half an hour or 40 minutes for questions, and last 10 minutes again I'll open up for doubts for people who have not cleared prelims or for people who are attempting next year prelims. So today's session will make more of interactive session for your issues, because I can understand your frame of mind. So I don't want to dump a lot of answers or model answers on you. Model answers or answers something which we are doing for last 4 or 5 days, and which we will be doing for next few months. So these kind of days, we all need to be together and talking much more. Talk to your friends, family, and cheer up. And last 10 minutes again, I'll open up the session for you guys to speak. People who have not cleared prelims or people who wants to give next year prelims. If you have something to ask, I can guide you. And as a formality, what we have to do for next half an hour is just quickly go through the 5 questions given today and then come back to the discussion point of examination. Is it fine for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from today, what I was trying to do, I'll try to do is instead of the best answers, I'll pick up 5 questions. I'll pick up 5 questions from 5 different answer scripts. And then those answer scripts will be just showcased. Okay. And then on that basis, we'll discuss the model answer. So what will happen in this exercise is everyone's answer script, or at least everyone's one answer, will be evaluated by me. And then you will have the model answer based on my discussion. You can compare your answer with the model answer and evaluate your own answer. In this process, if say I am doing 5 people today, those 5 people will not be repeated tomorrow. And the tomorrow's 5 people will not be repeated the next day. So we will try to, so your answer is good or bad, whatever it is, it will be showcased in the classroom and everyone will get an opportunity to put their answer to everyone. And one framework was given by Kalyan sir, I have seen that. So that's a good framework to evaluate the peer review. Okay, please review your peer questions based on the template shared by Kalyan sir. And based on that, you will also learn things. So what is the first question for today? The growth of cities as IT hubs has opened up new avenues of employment, but has also created new problems. Substantiate this statement with examples. So I've seen that many of you have written this answer in a very good way, okay, because of the contemporariness of this issue and other aspects. So from tomorrow, just write your name here so that it will be easy for me to recollect whose answer script is this. If I'm not wrong, this is Bhaskar's script. Is it Bhaskar's? Bhaskar, is this your script?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So from tomorrow, just write the name on the top right so that your answer script, I can understand who's this. Okay, so for this, okay, I'll just open my model answer. Yeah. So he has given introduction. According to the Economic Survey of India 1920, the IT BPO sector of India contributed nearly 162 billion US dollars to the economy of the country. Okay, instead of that, Bhaskar, what you can say is, the question is about new avenues of employment, not about the economic impact or the economic contribution of the IT sector to the economy. The question is not on that. So you can say how many jobs were created. Okay, how many jobs are created in IT sector. Okay, instead of the economic contribution of the IT sector, you can give how many jobs. Okay, even if you're mentioning the economic contribution, say 10% to GDP, or it is around 10% to GDP, even if IT sector is giving 10% or 12% to GDP, what is the number of jobs it is creating? So it basically employs around 50 lakh people, which is around close to 5 million people. So you can say, as per the statistics, the IT sector employs close to 5 million people in India and contributes to around 10 to 12% of economy or to the GDP. And you can say the IT hubs. He is saying growth of cities as IT hubs. And you can mention The cities like Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Ghaziabad, Gurgaon, all these cities have turned into IT hubs because of, and then have opened up various avenues for employment. So what, and then keep a side heading, what are various avenues of employment? So you have given pros. Okay, instead of pros, he is not asking you pros and cons. Simply you can give one more side heading saying that new avenues of employment. Okay, so what are new avenues of employment? Basically, the question is asking you how the IT sector has given you new avenues of employment. So what are the new avenues of employment through IT sector? The subsidiary employments created. For example, if the IT office is there, there will be a cafeteria in the IT office. So in cafeteria, there will be a lot of informal staff, and IT office is guarded by certain security people. A lot of security manpower is created. A lot of informal labor are created. Okay, to maintain the IT infrastructure, many non-technical and technical jobs are created. Okay, and to employ people in IT, there are many skill centers which are coming up. For example, if we take the case of Amirpet in Hyderabad, there are many institutes in Amirpet which teach you a lot of skills to get employed into IT industry. So that is, Amirpet itself is an industry. It's like a coaching industry which is feeding people into IT jobs. So that is one new avenue of employment for people who are giving coaching. Okay, and then what is the question about? But has also, so you're clear about the IT hubs and the new avenues of employment. And the next part of the question is created new problems. Okay, so instead of, yeah, so here you have written problems, created new problems. What are the problems? Effect of rapid urbanization. Yes, that is a 100% valid point, because the IT revolution or the IT hubs are creating unplanned or unmitigated urbanization, which is resulting in resource crunch or resource crisis. Okay, and people from rural background are coming into urban folks and trying to settle in urban areas, and it is resulting in shortage of natural resources like water, sewerage. Okay, and also what is happening, many major cities like Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, all these are IT hubs, are supposedly running out of water, and the groundwater levels are falling down, which is a big issue. Okay, and yes, the use of personal vehicles is continuously increasing the pollution in these areas. The traffic congestion, for example, Bangalore is known to be a problem of traffic. There is a lot of traffic jam in Bangalore. I myself have witnessed 3 hours, 4 hours of jam in Bangalore. Only even going for 5 or 6 kilometers, you face a jam of 3 to 4 hours. So traffic issues, usage of private vehicles for transport creating pollution issues. Yes, usage of lot of AC and refrigerators increasing the climate footprint. It is leading to climate change. And unplanned urbanization is creating stress on the urban infrastructure. So urban infrastructure is facing severe stress. And because of this, you can also mention the growth of concrete jungles, huge IT towers called concrete jungles, and continuous radiations and heat produced by them. Yes, it is a threat to biodiversity. And because of the continuous sitting and working style of the IT people, it is leading to non-communicable diseases, NCBs like diabetic, BP, etc. So that is one issue. So the way forward can be, the urbanization seems to be inevitable in the present scenario and in the present context, which cannot be avoided. Hence, the infrastructure of the cities of IT hubs can be improved to cater to the requirements of the people. Also, government should give impetus or encouragement to tier 2 cities so that the development is spread across in a form of clusters rather than at mega cities or major cities, like what Telangana is doing. Warangal, Karimnagar, other places it is developing IT hubs. So something of that sort you can write. So that is about the first answer. Clear to everyone? Yes, please, clear? You can write abnormal price hikes in real estate. Yes, Raghu, you can write abnormal increase in the prices of real estate, leading to land prices increase or unaffordable housing prices. Yes, definitely. Okay. So see the second question. With a brief background of quality of urban life in India, introduce the objectives and strategy of smart city program. Again, many people have written good answers. So whose answer is this? Again, no name. Please write your name. Whose answer script is this? I think Prashanti or Venkateshwari. I don't know. Whose is this? Yeah, Venkateshwari. Yes. So, see the second question. With a brief background of quality of urban life in India, introduce the objectives and strategy of smart city program. You can see the questions slowly but surely are focusing on the urbanization and how to cater the urbanization, because everyone realize that urbanization is something which is now inevitable. Okay. If you see 5-6 years back questions, they are saying how to stop urbanization, how to address urbanization. These kind of questions are coming. But now, latestly, they are saying urbanization is there. How do you address this issue? Even Vice President has said urbanization is a reality. Okay, for example, if you take the case of Telangana, in Telangana, there are 37% urbanization, which is more than all India average of 31%. So urbanization is a reality, and we have to now only talk about the measures to address urbanization. If you want to talk about deurbanization, you can say that clustered based development by developing tier 2 cities. That is the only way of deurbanizing, but that also will take some time. So more or less urbanization is a reality. With a brief background of quality of urban life in India, give background about quality of urban life. Introduce objectives and strategy of smart city program. So the first of the half of the question you have to write about the quality of urban life. Second half of the question you have to write about the smart city program. Clear? That is the demand of the question. So introduce about the urbanization or the urban population of India. So very valid, she put Venkateshwari. According to census, nearly 31% of population resides in urban areas. This is expected to rise around 50% by 2030. So very valid statistic. No one can debate on it. Okay. So instead of this, you can say the quality of, yeah, she has put like the quality of urban areas wavers between extremes, like one of the best urban infrastructure in Chandigarh to slums like Dharavi in Bombay. So that shows that urban infrastructure is not uniform across India. It is wavering and it is not definitely conducive in some places, while it is very good at some other places. So what are the problem in urban areas? Okay. First aspect of the question is the problems in urban areas. One is the same things which the problems mentioned in IT hubs, you can mention in urban areas also, like the pollution and smog of Delhi, the urban floods in cities like Chennai and Hyderabad, and as Raghu just now said, the issues of housing with prices becoming abnormal, Not proper public infrastructure is available in these areas. No proper sewerage and sanitization systems. Haphazard transport and traffic systems. You can also mention about how people are suffering from non-communicable diseases in these areas. So these are some problems of urban areas. In this context, you can write about the objectives of smart city. What are the basic objectives of smart city? They are supposed to promote certain quality of life. Okay. The main objective of the smart city is that the planning is with regard to the people. The planning is with regard to the community. It is basically, smart city is a city which is planned to be sustainable, in a given way. Okay, so she has mentioned that a clear and sustainable environment and application of smart solutions to the existing cities is trying to make the cities as smart cities. So what are the various strategies of creating smart cities? The question is asking for various strategies for creating the smart cities. Various strategies are retrofitting, redevelopment, greenfield development, and pan city development. What is retrofitting? Retrofitting means improving the existing city in a particular area or some of the areas. Redevelopment means renewal of certain old infrastructure into a proper usable new infrastructure. Greenfield development means bringing up new areas and adding them to the cities so that making them smart cities. For example, if you call a greenfield airport, what do you mean by greenfield airport? Airport which is built newly. For example, Hyderabad airport is a greenfield airport because the land has been gathered very from the first, and then everything has been built there right from the scratch. If you are developing Begumpet airport into a new airport, it is called brownfield project because already there is existing infrastructure. You are trying to make it into more useful way. Pan city development. Okay. In this, new solutions are applied to other parts of the city and the entire city is now retrofitted or redeveloped. So it is called pan city development. So basically you can say, like, to bring out the solutions of the smart city, the government is trying hard to, by bringing out the solutions called smart city, government is trying hard to address the problem of, government is trying its best to address the problem of urbanization. And the way forward would be to bring all the stakeholders on board and go with a holistic planning mechanism so that the problem of congestion, pollution, and the population explosion in these urban cities is scattered through either cluster development or, strategic way of resource augmentation. Is it clear? Look at the third question. The effective management of land and water resources will drastically reduce the human miseries. Explain. Whose answer script is this? Prashanti? Is it your answer script? So this is what we'll try to do every day, so that everyone will get an opportunity to showcase your answer, and then based on your answer, I'll give model answer, and wherever your points are relevant, you can understand. Wherever your points are not relevant, you can correct and then improve upon. Okay. So the third question is, the effective management of land and water resources will drastically reduce the human miseries. Explain. So the question is directly asking you about the effective management of land and effective management of water, and how the effective management of both these natural resources will reduce the human misery. Okay. So land and water resources are potentially useful to meet the essential needs of human beings. Okay. Earth is abundant source of water resources. It is renewable resource, but okay. So you can say that earth, land and water are two major resources which are helping us in making the life as sustainable. And without, if there is no proper management of these resources, the sustainability aspect of the life becomes questionable. And you can say both of them look to be renewable resources, but if they are not put into use, they become non-renewable. So that is what you have mentioned. So good introduction. So first you can speak about what are the issues with regard to land and water. Okay. So what is the causes for land for degradation? So you can write deforestation. Yes, valid point. Industrialization, extensive irrigation or excessive use of fertilizers. You can also write extensive irrigation. For example, our paddy fields, we put so much of water into paddy fields that over a period of time, they cannot sustain the production anymore. And excessive use of fertilizers is also a very good point, because we are trying to mix chemicals into the land. Over a period of time, it is becoming toxic in nature. So deforestation and industrialization, we all understand. We can also use the acid rain as one of the, we can use climate change as one of the reasons. Okay, and then what are the reasons for water? Excess use of groundwater, excess use of fertilizers, and pollution caused by excess use of fertilizers. Okay, these are the issues which are causing land and water degradation. So how do you address these issues? The question is effective management. So first is effective management of land. Okay. So Prashanti, as I told you, when you are drawing these kind of diagrams, you need to figure, you need to address them, you need to label them. And then when you are making points, write something about those points, because the points may not be self-explanatory. Okay, it looks like to, if for the examiner it will look like, to save the time, you are trying to bring some content and just move forward. Okay, just take care of that. So what are the important techniques or management strategies to preserve land? So one thing is proper utilization of land and the soil. The soil is the important part of the land, which is going to bring you the fertility in the land. So proper preservation of soil through soil preservation techniques. Okay, setting up industries and other functional or manufacturing units only in the drought prone lands or barren lands, and not in the fertile lands. Okay, and then keeping the moisture content in the land as it is, so that the land becomes always reusable and fertile. And preserving the forests and wetlands, so that the overall land can be really useful. And bringing up the land, yes, Raghu, as part of cooperative pooling or land pooling, so that the land wastage is reduced. So those are effective management strategies for land. Then what about water? Reducing the usage of fertilizers, reducing the flooding of lands with water, using micro irrigation techniques like drip irrigation and also sprinkler irrigation. To an extent, ensuring that the canals or tanks are covered so that the evaporation losses can be reduced. Increasing the practice like rainwater harvesting, so that the groundwater tables are every now and then recharged. In that context, try to give certain measures taken up by the government, like how government has committed to ensure to stop the land degradation. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, per drop more crop. So increasing the efficiency of water as well as the land usage. Soil health cards. Atal Bhujal Yojana. Atal Bhujal Yojana. And so on. There are many components like integrated, what is it? Integrated watershed management program. All these are some of the government schemes which actually try to address the land degradation and also the effective usage of water. And then conclude saying that land and water are two major components of life, and we to be sustainable and to ensure that our future generations put these two resources in the best of the usage, the need of the hour is to protect them by having proper mechanisms in place. Clear? Clear, everyone? Somehow I did not see anyone attempting the fourth question. I'll come to the fourth question at the last. Anyone attempted fourth question? Discuss the change in trends of labor migration within and outside India in the last 4 decades. Anyone attempted fourth question? You just ping me in the personal window. Venkateshwar, you attempted the fourth question? Anyone else? Anyone else attempted the fourth question? Okay. First we'll do fifth question and come back to the fourth question. Okay. Fifth question says discuss the various social problems which originated out of the speedy process of urbanization. See the question. I think the first question, second question, and fifth question are having most of the points similarly. Agree or not? The answer for first, second, and fifth question is 60% same. So what are the social problems which originated out of the speedy process of urbanization? Speedy process of urbanization, again you can mention the same statistic. As per the recent report, close to 31% of India is living in the urban places. As per the latest report, close to 31% of the India is living in the urban areas. And by 2030, it is expected that close to 50% will be in urban areas. And while the urbanization, you can simply write the question itself. While the urbanization has created new growth avenues, it has also created certain social issues in this process. And then come straight away to the side heading. Social issues created by urbanization. So this, Raghu, this is your booklet, I guess. Yes. Good. I remember. Fine. So what are the various social issues faced by urban cities is the question. So here Raghu has mentioned it in 3 different ways. I like the presentation. He has given it as institutional, infrastructural, and other. So all are social issues. Within social issues, he has categorized what are the institutional social issues, infrastructural social issues, and other issues. So in institutional, basically the problem is with regard to governance and planning. So in the entire society aspect, how to plan the governance is a major issue. How to regulate certain aspects of the society is a major issue. Coming to the infrastructure, when so much of urbanization happens, how to provide accommodation and housing, how to provide transport for public convenience, how to provide drinking water and proper roads and sanitation. And then how in other issues, when so many people come to the urban towns for search of employment and other aspects, how to provide employment opportunities. And because of the lot of urbanization, when people are not finding employment, they are turning to crimes. So Raghu, my feedback is, while you are writing all the points, you have to elaborate the points which you are writing. I understand what you are trying to say. Don't expect the same from the examiner. Okay. Fine. So the crime rates are increasing because the unemployed in the urban areas are actually resorting to various crimes. So that is one issue. And the situation and the how the slums are there and the basic situation of slums, the lifestyle of the slums is very miserable. And because of these slums, there is rapid spread of contagious diseases. And one more social issue is the social relations of the people itself are challenged. People are not talking to each other. And next, the problem of non-contagious diseases, non-communicable diseases like diabetes, high BP, etc. So what are the initiatives taken by the government? Okay. So basically you have addressed what are the issues. So don't give so much focus on the initiative. As I said, the core demand is about the issues. So talk about what should be done at individual level, what has been done at the government level, and then conclude. At government level, you can say the government is trying to bring up various aspects like Amrut, Atal Mission for Rural Urban Transformation, that is Amrut, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Okay, it is trying to bring the tapped water connection to everyone. And you can mention the example of strategic road development program in states like Telangana, urban infrastructure like metro rail. So basically it is trying to address the developmental issues, while the social issues are dependent on the individuals. They need to ensure that the mind is properly comfortable, that the work-life balance is maintained. They spend enough time with the family. Okay. And then you can always mention the COVID-19 pandemic, which has brought out many serious issues in the urbanization itself. So you can say to cater to encounter such pandemics, we need to have planned approach for urban development. Clustered based development. The health system, the healthcare of the urban towns, like the primary health centers or the government hospitals, should be provided with necessary equipment to address the health aspects. One more thing is the education. The education should be made affordable to the all sections of urban strata so that they get equal opportunity in sending their children to school. So all these are various solutions or way forward, and then you can conclude. The conclusion is very good here. Quantitative and qualitative research with strategic planning and also encourage participation of local bodies, private sector, public, and also faster implementation towards the Sustainable Development Goal 11, which is making cities inclusive, safe, and sustainable. So very good conclusion. Clear? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
See the fourth question. Discuss the changes in trends of labor migration within and outside India in the last 4 decades. So basically, you have to identify the keywords of the question. They are asking you about the changes in trends of labor migration within and outside India in the last 4 decades. So 4 decades in the sense from 1980 to 2020. That is the question. Changes in trends of labor migration. How the labor migration is changing in the last 4 decades within and outside India. So you have to write the migration pattern within India and migration pattern outside India also. Okay. So we can say basically migration is movement of people. It might be inside the country or outside the country. If it is internal movement, it is called internal migration. If it is outside the country, it is called immigration. Okay. So what are the reasons which are allowing people to migrate? So you can write various reasons like the pull factors, demographic factors, economic factors, like why people, many of your cousins are also might be in USA. Why they go there? For better education, better revenue, better economic security, and better lifestyle. So demographic factors. What are various demographic factors? Like the issue of social security or population growth is concerning to few, so they migrate. Economic factors we discussed. Political factors, unstable governments. So don't write dictatorship or shadow democracy, etc. These are all controversial words. You can say unstable governance or governance prone with lot of chaos. Like if you take the example of any war-prone country, they are always in tension. So hence people might migrate. You can see when Taliban came to power in Afghanistan, many people wanted to flee Afghanistan. So those are the political factors. And by mentioning them, straight away come to the internal migration, that is migration within India, and then migration outside India, and then conclude. So very good statistic. This statistic she has picked up from COVID magazine. So this statistic came during COVID time. That is 45.36 crore people, that is 37% of population in India are a migrant at some or the other places. So in the last decade itself, close to 44% of the population has migrated across India. And while some migrations are because of marriage, for example, if females get married, they migrate to other towns or cities. But most of the migrations are by males in search of the better opportunities for better livelihood and better wages. And we have seen that during COVID. So what are the reasons for internal migration? Migration to urban areas in search of better livelihood and better lifestyle. Pull factors, that is better education for the children, better social security, or push factors, that is poverty in their houses, infertile lands, rural economy becoming dried up. These are push factors. Others are pull factors. So within the internal migration, have a column of pull factor, have a heading of pull factor, have a heading of push factor, and then explain them each factor. And then come to the next side heading, that is migration outside India. Again, for migration outside India, I have a pull factor and push factor. What is push factor? The states, some states are very poor, and we see that from such states, there are many people who are going out and working for low paid jobs in countries like Middle East. And some states have historical background of going and settling down in outside countries. You can give the example of Kerala and Middle East. From Kerala, many people go and settle in Middle East and take up various forms of jobs. And one pull factor, we just now discussed what is the pull factor: better economic lifestyle, better technology, better access to social security, better lifestyle. So these are some pull factors for the North American countries like Canada and USA. So you can just write, simply you can write what are the positive aspects and negative aspects. You need not write so much detail here about the positive and negative aspects, because it's about the changes in trends. You need not make such a big column and you have spent a lot of place for that. Not required. You can simply say immediately after internal migration, talk about the positive and negatives. Immediately after external migration, talk about positive and negatives and conclude. Internal migration, what can be positives? When people across the regions mix, there is cultural amalgamation happening. So the culture of Bihar is known in Hyderabad today. The culture of Hyderabad is known in Punjab. The culture of Punjab is known in Delhi. So the cultural amalgamation and pan-India outlook for the individuals. And the states with low TFR, especially Kerala, Tamil Nadu, etc., are able to find good resources for employment from states with high TFR like Bihar, Jharkhand, etc. The negative impact is people who tend to migrate do not migrate forever. Sometimes, like we have seen in the recent pandemic, when there is any loss in the livelihood, they are going back to their hometowns and increasing the stress on employment at the hometown. And when they migrate, sometimes they tend to live in very horrible conditions like slums. So these are the drawbacks. What are the positives of migration outside India? The exchequer. The exchequer is filled by the remittances by the foreign people, NRIs. They send back money. The India will have soft power with these NRIs, as we are seeing a lot of Indo-Americans becoming into politics. What is the negative aspect of migration? Brain drain. Many intelligent and intellectual brains are going out of the country in search of better opportunities. Brain drain. Second thing is People who are going out sometimes end up in very miserable situations, like we have seen in Middle East countries, where they end up becoming bonded labor and government has to intervene and bring them back. So this is the drawback. And you can conclude by saying migration is a continuous process. Both internal and external is a continuous process. And it determines how the country as a whole is shaping up. The internal migration is something which is going to determine the culture of the future for the country. The external migration is going to help India to bring the soft power at the world stage. And apart from the negatives, the migration will help India to position itself as a global leader because of the advantage of the demographic dividend it has. It can supply the workforce or the manpower to the entire world for next 2 decades. That's all. Clear? Everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll discuss for 5 or 10 more minutes. So now it's an open forum. Okay, you can talk about anything which you want. That's for today. So for today, we can have a conversation about what you want to speak. Anyone like Jitender, others, Sriram, Bhaskar. So if you have anything, any concerning thing you want to ask, or if you have nothing, if what I said is useful to you, it is very good. If you have something to ask, feel free. And if not in the class, you can ask me in the personal window if you are not comfortable in asking in front of everyone. Not only to it's basically to everyone. Okay. So don't worry about result. Okay. It's all part and parcel of the game called UPSC. So keep trying. All I can say is keep trying, because motivation is something which has to come from you people. Means you people in the sense who is going to benefit by this exercise is you guys only. So you have to be motivated. You have to be charged up. This exam, again I am telling you, everyone who has faced this exam will tell you only one thing: patience, patience, patience. Don't give up. Don't conclude about your capabilities. I know most of you in this class, you all are very, very competent. It's only like do everything day in and day out, day in and day out. Then, when a diamond is found, it's no one knows it's a diamond. Over a period of time, it's polished, 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 and its value grows. So things which take time to build last for more longer. That is what I believe. Raghu, see, if you want to add any codes or any points of political science in your society answers, you are welcome to do it, but the question should be relevant to that. Okay. Don't do something which is not your comfort zone. I have seen your answers, Raghu. You are writing very good answers. All you need to work upon is slightly on content and presentation. The feedback goes to everyone. I have given some personal window feedbacks also. That content is there for all you guys. Just one loss in the exam doesn't make you bad. Like if you see in this year's IPL, Mumbai Indians finished at the bottom of the table. For cricket lovers, they might be understanding. Mumbai Indians finished at the bottom of the table. Does it make them a bad team? They are champions for 5 times. They are champions for 5 times. One bad season doesn't make a team bad. Chennai Super Kings finished second bottom. 2 champion sides with 5 and 4 titles finished at 9 and 10. So are they bad? It's just that things did not work out for them this year. And the same is with your case. If things did not work out, you are not bad. Plan and redo everything again. You will win. You will win. You say to yourself that you will win. The moment you say, you will win. Okay? So, I don't generally believe in preaching a lot of things because I'm quite practical in that sense. I don't preach things and I don't make things complicated. I always believe that people are matured enough. The very reason you have taken up UPSC is that you understand that this exam has certain percentage of success and large percentage of failure. This exam has certain percentage of success, very little percentage, 0.1% of success, but very high percentage of failure. Only by understanding this, you must have come into this exam. So be practical. Don't get emotional. Don't get overburdened with that emotions. Why me? Why me? Out of 5 lakhs, only 9,000 are qualified. 4,90,000 are eliminated. So unfortunately, you are in the 4,90,000. What you have to do to get into that 9,000? What you have to do get from there 9,000 to final 2,000 is what you need to figure out. Take help of people like me or Kalyan sir or Ramana sir, anyone, but figure out. By reading motivational quotes, you only get motivated, but then the need of the hour is to implement the motivation you got. Okay, so if there are any issues, just reach out to any of us. We'll help you out in figuring out certain things. Don't get bogged down. Cheer up, chin up, and just face it one more time. Okay, on that note, we'll call it a day, and good night everyone. Take care, take a lot of rest, and keep writing the answers. And as I promised, you do this for next 2 or 3 months. You see the confidence in you. As Ramana sir said, you all will be mains ready by December. Okay.